Hey guys, I'm the film fan. This weekend, Angelina Jolie's new thriller, Those Who Wish Me Dead, dropped in theaters and on HBO Max. I checked it out and let's talk about it. If you're new around here, I'm the film fan. I do movie reviews, rankings, uh, pretty much just that. I do trailer reactions. In general, I just do a lot of movie thoughts stuff on this channel. If you like that sort of thing, I'd love if you could subscribe, like the videos, and comment what you'd like to see me cover. If YouTube allows there to be a comment section. But anyways, if you're unaware of what this movie is, it's where a teenage murder witness finds himself pursued by twin assassins in the Montana wilderness with a survival expert tasked with protecting him, and a forest fire threatening to consume them all. And I was slightly looking forward to this one. The trailers looked good enough, and I was hoping for just a really good edge-of-your-seat thriller. It didn't look like it would be one of the most memorable movies of the year, but I thought it might be worth checking out. And before I share my thoughts on the movie, what did you think of this one? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Somewhere in the middle? Let me know in the comments of the review, if YouTube allows there to be comments. Without further ado, here are my thoughts on Those Who Wish Me Dead. And let's get started with the good. And the best thing about this movie is it's what I was hoping for. You get to just invest in enough for it to be one of the most edge-of-your-seat experiences of the year. The actual pacing of itself is kind of messy, which I'll get into later, but it does get going at one point. And even before that, you feel the danger in every scene. You know something terrible can happen. And so you really feel you're with the characters running for your life, trying to survive all this, whether it be the fire or the two psychopaths trying to kill them. And another thing this film has going for it is it has a ton of likable characters that you're rooting for all throughout. All of them were well acted. I don't recall a bad performance in the movie, and everyone has their moment to shine. I see that some people didn't really find this film all that resonating. I got ya. I was invested enough and felt for these characters all throughout. The story with Angelina Jolie and the boy was somewhat generic, but it hit enough of the right notes and ended up working out. Also, one thing this film does very well as well is it establishes people that you absolutely 100% hate and find as total psychos, and you get to see them taken out, which brings a ton of satisfaction when it finally happens. Speaking of people being taken out, there's a lot of good action scenes. You feel the danger once again, whether they're in action with twins shooting at them or when they're evading the forest fire. The effects for the fire is pretty cool. Not sure how high of a budget this film had, but they did a fantastic job with the flames. And this is a film that does a lot of good things, but it isn't perfect, so let's move into the mix. And the big thing, this isn't a criticism since it has nothing to do with the movie really, but the title, Those Who Wish Me Dead, doesn't exactly sound like a fitting title for them. I get why it's titled that, since after all it's people who wish these two dead, but when you hear the name Those Who Wish Me Dead, it sounds like some home invasion thriller or something like that, or some horror movie. It sounds nothing like what you'd think it would be. And so I know there were some people who had no interest in this movie because it didn't sound like anything interesting to them, which they didn't realize it's one of these movies. So that's just one thing to keep in mind, is that if you saw the title of this movie and you're like, Those Who Wish Me Dead? Oh, I don't want to watch a horror movie. It's not. It's an action survival thriller with a forest fire and stuff like that. It's sort of a set of skills movie with firefighting. So it's a good one. But yeah, that's just one thing to keep in mind if you're put off by that. Moving on to the bad, and the big thing here is the pacing is a little uneven. The first half of this film is somewhat slow, and while you feel the danger throughout, you still feel like it's taking a little while to get to where we were heading, and when it finally get going, it speeds up at like 1,000,000 miles and is almost going too fast. I was surprised how quickly we got to certain points of the movie in that period, and I wish it just could have been evened out a little more. And finally, in general, this film is a little bit generic. That's okay for me, though, I guess. If you like these films that can just keep you on the edge of your seat, get your heart pumping, this is a good 90-95 minutes. It's not much more than a solid thriller, and depending on who you are, that might just be right for you. So let's move into the conclusion, and while it's not perfect, Those Who Wish Me Dead is a thriller that you feel the danger and the severity of it all throughout. It may not have the strongest pacing, but as I've said a million times, it keeps you on the edge of your seat and gives you some pretty satisfactory sequences. It's worth checking out if you have some time and if you want to watch a good new movie. That sounds hilarious, but I'm just going to go with it. Okay, I'm going to give this movie a B and a 7.5 out of 10. I recommend this to fans of the genre. And so if you want to just watch a movie that it's not going to be the greatest thing in the world, but something to get you going, something to get your heart moving, this is going to be right for you. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, subscribe, like the video, comment, let me know what you'd like to see me do next. Follow me on Letterboxd if you could. I have a profile which I'll link in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!